for instance, this same Candyman that just came out, the remake of the movie, right? They're using Destiny's Child Say My Name. That's one of these songs that they're using because what do you do for Candyman? You have to say his name 5 times in front of the mirror.
Yes.
So they are using I think they use a little bit more darker chords, a couple like some minor chords, and they kind of hit on the pedal notes a little bit. Like yeah, like you could watch it when you get a chance. Watch it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So that's also you could take that as sampling.
Yes.
Hook and using it in a movie. And Beyonce just make a coin easy.
Several coins.
Well, many coins. Several coins.
Several Mario Kart coins on them.
Yes.
So, what I would like to know then, well, we could then conclude that there's some benefit to sampling, especially across the genres, because obviously it's pop sampling musicals.
May I ask who it benefits though?
Now that's the thing. I don't know, do you know, Cherysh, if any of these musicals benefit from these samples? If it's financially, popularity? Well, obviously popularity.
Popularity, yes.
Popularity, yeah. And it, especially if you might not be too into the musical, but you'll be into the music. Like when I was when we were speaking earlier this week, Kemi, and I told you, and like for example like that, like Across the Universe. Remember I was telling you about that movie, and all of these songs is music from the Beatles. Like the entire story is built around the Beatles. Across the Universe.
Okay. Making a mental note.
Yes, is a great movie.
I love the Beatles.
But to just to kind of, because I got one very small set of notes here, because I was telling Kemi that a lot of people confuse sampling with interpolation.
Educate the youth.
And interpolation and sampling is used in one particular musical that I'm going to talk about, because I couldn't talk about many. It would have taken too long. So no, I tell you, it would have taken too long. So interpolation refers to using a melody or portions of a melody, often with modified lyrics, from a previously recorded song, but re-recording the melody instead of sampling it.
Okay.
And using different lyrics.
Yeah.
And using different lyrics.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're using the same melody or portions of it, and but you're re-recording the melody instead of just pulling it out and pelting it in the song.
Okay.
An example of that where musical theater is concerned. Yeah, sorry about that. An example of a musical that did that, and I kind of think that they did both. Rent.
Okay. Yeah.
Rent, and I was really lucky to be part of Rent when they did it in Trinidad a few years ago. Andrew C. Prasad.
Yes.
But he's not in Trinidad anymore though. He migrated a while back. But for the musical theater enthusiasts will know what Rent is about. For the people that may not know, Rent is very loosely based on La Boheme from Puccini. Right? And La Boheme is another adaptation of another opera. I can't remember the name right now. But La Boheme has one particular piece in it called Musetta's Waltz. Right?
Yes.
Bells are clicking.
You know which one I'm talking about, right? That one?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So that one is the piece that they use for La Vie Boheme in Rent.
Wow.
Because that whole song, so that whole musical is basically it's around the same thing, because Rent is a group of friends trying to get through life, and some of them have HIV, some of them have AIDS. They're suffering from poverty, and they're just trying to still be happy human beings in the world, basically, right? And La Boheme from Puccini is more or less the same thing, but the virus that they use is tuberculosis.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So I don't know if you'll be able to put a link of Musetta's Waltz in it,
Absolutely.
but Musetta's Waltz
Yes.
is something.
Absolutely.
Musetta's Waltz is something that was used by one of the main characters. But he built his song at the end using that motif.
Okay.
Oh, just
Yeah.
that motif that you sang for us just now. Not the, oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, just that
Piece.
little clip of that little clip of it. If I can send it to you, I'll send it to you. But yeah. So that is a good example of taking the sample, using the sample, but also using interpolation by using the melody and adding your own lyrics.
Because what
to
I
it.
was gonna say, a good example of that, Mariah did a Keith Sweat makeover.
Yes.
Make it last forever. She took the whole melody, redid her in the first, second, and third verse, I think, of her own lyrics, and then they just kept the entire melody.
So for dancehall lovers, that happens a lot in dancehall. Elephant Man has probably interpolated from.
Oh, gosh.
He's done Celine Dion.
Endless.
Yes, it happens a lot in dancehall. A whole lot in
I've seen
dance.
her dance before. This
That
one.
is from
Yeah.
Brian McKnight, I believe. No, Luther Vandross. That's Luther Vandross, right?
Uh-huh.
I've had bad
think it's
times with you. The good times of summer. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it happens.
I want to
everywhere.
know who, when they do use these samples, does the original artist or writer producer get paid?
In some
Do
cases,
they always get
now,
paid?
in the case of musical, that's what I'm curious about. I would like to find out if musicals do get rights. So.
Yes, especially given what I know about performing musicals, is that in order to put on a musical,
You have to
before
have the-
and
you have to buy the rights.
have the rights. You
Yeah.
have to
You
have
buy
the
the rights,
rights.
yep.
Yeah.
You
rent,
can't just do it just like
exactly.
that.
You
Yeah.
buy the
You
rights
rent
for a
the
while.
scripts.
You rent the scripts. The scripts have to be returned. I lost out on a nice little piece of money at the time I did a musical because I wrote in my music and pen because I didn't know any better. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
musical
Damn.
theatre, it costs a lot of money just to put on a production. So
Yeah.
surely anyone who samples from a musical must pay top dollar.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least I would
yeah.
like to believe that they should.
But I
Yeah.
think in the music business, generally, you definitely will pay.
Yes.
They come in after you take a sample of a melody, ting. Hey,
Yeah.
where's my money? But I'm not sure about musicals.
But what if you interpolate? And do you still have to pay something then, even if the lyrics are changed? Do you have?
I think as long as the melody is the same, even though the lyrics might be changed, that's
Still
still
sampling.
creative license. That's still the like you have to get a permission. At least I would like to think so.
Yeah. I would
know?
think so as well.
Yeah, I would like to believe so. But here's the thing though. If you speak to someone who arranges for pan, for orchestra, they will tell you that there are some tiny little motifs that, they just keep coming back up over and over again. If we go back to the da 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 4 3 2 1. No, 5 4 3 2 1. That's a major scale descending. How da 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 da. How do you? Sometimes you can't really help, but I'm not saying you can't help but sample, because you can. But there's some things that I'm sure must get sampled very easily.
Yeah.
Simply by virtue.
And I think that's why that whole thing with Ed Sheeran with that Shape of You, that big lawsuit, I think that's why it took so long to come to a settlement, because of that same thing. I'm still not 100% sure if they were able to prove if what he had is what he stole from that artist.
Right.
But it gets to be very messy, because you can't copyright a chord progression.
Yes, that's the thing. I was not gonna say he has a was the song by Ed Sheeran? It's the same thing as Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It Done. Bum.
Thinking out loud.
Thinking out loud.
Thinking out loud. Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, if you don't know, I've always said this, and I think I've said it once before in a couple of episodes, maybe season 2. You cannot copyright chords.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
Chords are a common thing. Everybody's going to use the same chords.
Especially
The
if we're
melodies.
talking about genres.
Yeah.
There are some
Yeah.
chords that are going to continue coming over and over and over again. And this is something that has been repeated throughout the history
Yep.
of music.
Yep.
It's not
Yep.
just today. We're going way back.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always been like that.
Yeah.
It's always been like that.
So, maybe we could assume then, and this is my last talking point, and I have a couple of articles here in my notes to which we will drop in the description referencing where some of these musicals were sampled. I'm thinking maybe that there's a possible crossover between the art forms. Especially between pop and musicals. What do you all think about that?
Yeah, especially like the new age musicals that are coming out right now.
Yeah.
A good bits of them song very, very, very mainstream, very poppy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe musical theater / Broadway isn't enjoying as much popularity as it used to.
Probably.
So maybe I'm speculating here that maybe newer composers are attempting to make Broadway / musical theater palatable for the masses.
Yeah.
Because
because you know they will always have the diehards
yes,
that will go no matter what.
Yes.
All right. Well, I think we had a really, really healthy and insightful discussion. I think that Cherysh brought something very, very, very important to the table. And Louise asked some questions that kind of, have you thinking, what we could do to help this situation? Because, I want to find out, do the musicals get funding from when people sample them?
Now, the only thing I could suspect is maybe if you were to jump out yourself and sample a Lion King, sample a Snow White.
Okay,
your money. Walt Disney himself will haunt you until you pay up your money. I'm guessing that
along those lines you might. Okay.
So musicals owned by
major
the prominent ones,
right?
I'm guessing you can't play with those. But
yeah, well, if you do, like, I'll give two situations. Like, for instance, Lion King. You could do Lion King, but I think they have two major rules within the contract. First one, you can't do it if it's being done within your region. So if you in the States and you want to put on Lion King, you can't do it because
it's
they have
running
a running
else.
show.
Yes.
It's running like Lion King only stopped because of COVID. They recently started back production a few weeks ago, like a week ago, to start for the new season. And then if you do choose to do Lion King, you'll have to pay like a good chunk of change to get the rights.
Yes.
Because it's something that's still going on.
Right.
And then, for example, for taking a storyline, for example, but putting your own lyrics and your own script to it, is what Baga's company did when we were doing Cinderella.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So it was the same story, girl with father, stepmother, stepsisters.
Prince Charming and thing,
Prince Charming, shoe fall off foot. It was same thing. Same thing. Yeah?
Yes.
But there were little Trini anecdotes there. Of course, the lyrics were original. The music was original. It was really, really good. It was really, really good. But the fairy godmother, that was my character. The fairy godmother was like African deity.
Makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah. Yeah.
The marketplace was very like Charlotte Street.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it was names that we would recognize from our culture.
Right.
So that is another way to do it.
Right. So it's kind of change out some of the original stuff. Okay.
Change out some of the original stuff without affecting the story.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the plot must stay the same then, in other words.
Well, Cherysh, any last words for the listeners and the viewers who will be watching these videos and listening to the audio? What would you like to tell them?
For the ones that coming up in the industry and might be feeling a little down because of looking at how COVID is happening right now and how we're being treated, because I'm being honest, like being part of the fraternity, it's a lot to handle right now. A lot of us don't have jobs. A lot of us a lot of the gigging musicians haven't had a gig since COVID started.
Right.
But don't let all these things make you despondent on the dream that you have for yourself. And just do your best every time. Like don't worry about being the best. Like the best is overrated.
Yeah.
Make sure that your best is good enough to make waves.
Yeah. Wow.
You know?
Yes, I like that.
Oh, yeah, she preached.
Yeah, like there's no like I could tell you honestly, I was one of those people that was trying to be just the best. Like anytime they're looking for somebody, they will definitely call this person, and that's fine. That's all well and good. But at the same time, do you really want to be a robot?
Amen.
Do you really want to fit the mold so much that you lose yourself and you just moving like going where the wind blow, like the breeze blow over here, like there's no foundation of exactly who you are. Like who you are should always show up in your art. So don't lose yourself.
She just preached. I think that's
preached. That's it. Like do your best and don't lose yourself. Make sure that you show up in your art every single time.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how to top that because I just be saying the same thing, you know. But at the same time, Cherysh, thank you for your time.
Yes,
thank you for enlightening us.
Having me, guys.
You're most welcome. We definitely will be doing more conversations like these, especially with the guests that we've had on. Cherysh, anything coming up for you in the near future that we could share to the audience?
Right now I'm not working on anything because I'm currently trying to organize coming home. So but when I do come home, I have plans.
Things are going.
I have plans, but that all of my plans solely depends on how the pandemic shapes up and performance spaces and all that stuff. But at the same time, I do have a lot of. I don't want to talk about it too much because it's still in the works. But if I have a space to come and talk about it in the future, God willing, I'm all for that. But yes, things are being planned, things are being put in place. I just taking it one step at a time.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this episode. Please do not hesitate to support this podcast and support Cherysh and all that she's doing. We'll drop links to all the socials and everything like that in our description. Information on how you could support this podcast is on the website www.forthemostpartpodcast.com. We have PayPal, Payoneer, you name it. I'm not going on try and rap. No. However, as we always say, like, share, comment, subscribe, and we will see you and we will hear you on the next one.
Peace.